Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day while I'm here in my sister's bedroom recording on this one. So you'll have to excuse the background, and I'm looking a little disheveled. It's been a busy few days here visiting with my sister and my stepdad, and my nephews are here as well. We've been camping, we've been golfing, we've been just having fun as a family. So you'll have to just excuse this for today. A couple of stories I wanted to bring up that have just come up as, again, a little bit of warnings out there for some cruises, especially when you think some deals are going on. And the deal that I'm about to talk to you is going to sound really strange, but 500 passengers were denied boarding on a cruise ship and stuck at the cruise port where they flew to take this cruise. Got that story, and then a really great story from Princess Cruise Line as they honor one of World War II veterans, heroes, an Air Force pilot from the Tuskegee Airmen, or the Red Tails, you may remember them as. So first, let's talk about the Princess Cruise Line celebrating James H. Harvey III. It was his 100th birthday. He's one of the very few remaining Tuskegee Airmen who were racked up some of the most kills in World War II and helped protect fighter pilots, bombers, getting to their destination. A lot of the times, it used to be the pilots concentrated on getting other enemy pilots to try and become aces, and they were actually asked to give that all up. Don't go after the glory, just protect the bomber pilots. And that's exactly what they did, and more lives were saved because of the Tuskegee Airmen, and James H. Harvey was among them. Not only that, he led the group in the very first Top Gun competition in 1949, and they won the competition that included like a 10-day event with dive bombing, precision targeting, machine gun drills, all aerobatics, anything you can think of that the Top Gun pilots might have gone. So the original Tom Cruise Top Gun guy in 1949 was James H. Harvey. So good on Princess, where they welcomed him on board the Discovery Princess in Seattle, him and his family, with an honor guard, and celebrated his 100th birthday. And he looks pretty darn good for 100. And thank you so much, James, for all you've done and all your comrades in the past. Total respect going back to them. And good on Princess for doing something as honorable as honoring one of our great heroes from World War II. Really do think that was terrific. And now the not so good news, as we had 500 passengers book a cruise, and they showed up at the cruise port, and suddenly they were denied entry. Now, some of these people paid 100,000 baht, which is about $3,000 US for a 5-day cruise. Quite expensive, and especially there, very expensive. It's supposed to be this luxury experience on a cruise ship, special entertainment, and all this going on. And when they get there, they're told they can't go. And they said there was a deal going on. And here's the deal: there was people who paid regular fare, and then there were people who paid 2 for 1. Pay for one, get the second free. Well, the people who paid 2 for 1 were actually allowed on the ship. The people who paid full fare are the ones who were denied getting on the cruise ship, which seems, kind of odd to me. You would think if there was any foul up, it would have been the 2 for 1 offer, but no, it was for these folks. And apparently the cruise line said, well, sorry, you know what? It was a mistake made by our customer service department for these people, so it's not really our fault, it's their fault, and this is why they're all denied boarding. So the cruise line's customer service makes a mistake and they say it's not the cruise line's fault. Now, this cruise line is called Cost Serena, apparently. I had a hard time locating them, but apparently they reserved a cruise ship. Like, it's a cruise kind of company that will hire out a cruise ship, like buy a Carnival cruise ship for sailing, something like that. And that's what they did for this. And they just completely fouled it up. Now, that's not to be the Costa Serena. It has nothing to do with this cruise. But just to be a warning, sometimes when you go with those cruise companies that do these special cruises and hire out cruises, they now handle the bookings, right? Not the cruise lines. And so if you go on like a Kiss cruise or a Rock cruise or something that's not held by the actual cruise line themselves, but as a secondary company, a third party, that's when things can also get fouled up and you could be left holding the bag in a cruise port like these 500 passengers who showed up for their cruise. Needless to say, they weren't happy, and they posted to social media. They were almost rioting in the cruise terminal themselves. Can you imagine turning away probably about 20% of the people trying to get on the ship? And just how frustrated that would be after you've already paid your money. And right now, there's no telling if those people will ever get their money back or not, because the laws down there are quite different than, say, here in North America. And things are run quite differently. So they may have not a lot of recourse in getting their money back, which in a lot of families and a lot of places, that this amount of money that was paid out were for huge special occasions. Family get-togethers that haven't seen each other in years and years and years. They finally let's do this to say, hey, we're finally going to get together. Let's go on this luxury cruise. It could be our last time. Grandparents are 80 years old. They may not be around any longer. Let's take them on a cruise and spend one great vacation together. That sort of holiday was what this cruise was billed at. Not only did they not allow the 500 passengers on board, many of the entertainers that were hired to entertain the people on board, singers, dancers, musicians, they were also denied boarding. So then the news companies out there started interviewing people on the ship who got on, and they found out that they said the service was horrible, the entertainment was next to nothing, and the food was lousy. And there was some claims that the people who did get on the cruise ship there were treated discriminatory. Don't know anything about that. That could be just compounded by the bad service and everything. It just seems like, maybe it's looking at you, but it's not, if you know what I mean. It's everybody experiencing the same thing, but you just went through all these hoops and jumps and everything to try and get on the ship, and then the service and the entertainment and the food is bad as well. Wow, that just sounds like a whole bunch of bad news, and the reason that I still try and stay with those main cruise lines, because at least I know where to go and how to try and get my money back if something bad happens. What do you guys think? Do you think you would take a tour company's cruise as opposed to booking directly through a cruise company? Some of those cruises out there sound really fun, right? Like, oh, I get to meet my favorite singer, or I get to go and celebrate my football team's cruise, right? Or a basketball team's cruise. It's not held by the cruise company. It's held by a third party. And this can happen here just as easily as it happened out there, because customer service everywhere in the world isn't necessarily great customer service. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.